Alright, so in this video I have two purposes. One, to show you guys my Complexcon merch haul, which is in this box right here. Basically, a lot of random stuff that I ended up buying at Complexcon, had to have it shipped back. And then the second reason is the VIP experience worth buying or not? And just so you guys know, it costs $640 to get this little box right here, which contained the VIP bracelet. And was supposed to get you a bunch of other perks. So let's go ahead and discuss that in this video, along with showing you guys my haul. What is going on, guys? Hess here, CollectiveKicks.com. If you guys want to shop this week's top sneaker deals, check the link in the description, and happy shopping. Once again, we're going to go ahead and break down all of the pickups that I got in this big, huge FedEx box right here. But I also do want to discuss with you guys, is it worth paying this extra money for this VIP pass? So for those that want to see that part of the video, just go ahead and skip. I'll try to timestamp it in the description, or somebody leave a comment in the comment section for that. But that being said, I got a monster box right here that I need to open and show you guys what I picked up from Complexcon. Alright, so as you can tell, I got quite a few things from Complexcon. Kind of went overboard, but I did it twofold. One, there was a lot of things that I really liked that I wanted to get for personals. And then I got a couple things to see if the resale was there to potentially flip and make a little bit of money to offset the $640 price of the VIP band. Now I know that the GR band was like 155 bucks or something like that. And actually I gave away two of them for free. I could have sold them for like $100 because they were 2-day passes. But I actually reached out on Twitter and on Instagram, and somebody came through and picked up the bands for me. And basically I wanted to give them away instead of just making that money up front. I got them for free, so I wanted to give them away for free. I did pay for this one though. Crazy price, $640. Again, so did I get enough merch to offset the cost? And again, is the experience worth it? Stay tuned for that. But first, let's just go ahead and pile drive all this merch and show you guys all the pickups. So I'm going to change the camera view. I'm basically just going to rifle through everything and show you guys everything that I picked up. So first things first, the VIP box came with the Murakami charger, as well as some bear pins, the traditional flower pin, and then also a Complexcon pin. While we waited in line at Atmos, I picked up one of these guys right here. This is a Mickey the True Original, as it says right there. And this is the bear brick that says it's celebrating 90 years with Mickey. So this is the smaller two bear bricks. They also had a 1000% one, but I obviously didn't catch that one. We got a Complexcon Godzilla t-shirt right here, as you can see. It has the Godzilla and the Mech Godzilla both on the package. I also got this Murakami Godzilla shirt here that has a bunch of the flower print behind the text, which I honestly don't know what it says. I'm assuming Godzilla, but you guys can correct me. And I did get this one also, which is one of my favorite ones that they had there, the Godzilla. A Murakami t-shirt has the Godzilla print, which is super, super wild on here. I love this t-shirt. It was like $70, I think, but in my mind, this one was definitely the best one that they had. Shout out to the homie Paul and his friend who hooked it up for super, super cheap. They were asking $200 for this thing right here, but you can see massive embroidery on the front right there. This is where they got me, man. Check this out, an embroidered crane on the back, just super, super nice quality on the back of here. Really, really nice embroidery. And then also even on the side of the hood right there, they have some extra embroidery. So I waited in line with that Complexcon merch booth, which was the craziest of all of them. Got a Lakers hat. This is a VIP hat, actually, with the Murakami on the back. And I actually have two of them. I'm wearing one of them right now. I also bought this one right here. This is the yellow one. Murakami on the back, as you can see. And then we have the Los Angeles Lakers one right here with the Murakami on the back. Both of these ones I actually got online through the app, and then later on they sold out through the Zen app. But all three of the lids, Laker inspired. Then keeping that Lakers theme going, we got the Complexcon Murakami shorts right here, and it's kind of bad because those are just printed. I thought that would have been embroidered or something. And along with that one, I got the Lakers jersey as well. It does say Complexcon and the date on the jerseys, so that's kind of a nice plus. And this one has a little flower on the top right there. I also got the Lakers drip shirt right here, and I don't want to open it because it's not my size. It's a size small, but I got this one maybe to sell. We'll see if it actually sells. I doubt it will. Got a t-shirt from Atmos for my brother. This is a Gundam one. I don't remember the price of it, but it was not cheap. I think this was like $70. And speaking of not cheap, you have a Dave White and Atmos collaboration t-shirt. This thing was also pretty expensive. I think it's like 60 or 70 bucks. But I had to buy these t-shirts in order to get some of the sneakers I'm going to show you. So first up, I can't believe they had these there, but there's a reason why I think they were there, and I'll get into that in a minute. there is one right here. This is the animal pack of the Air Max 95s, and I love this shoe. It's such a crazy and literally wild shoe. Ha ha ha. I love this shoe. I think it's super dope. But the reason why this is there is because the price point, man. They pull them off the box, and then you're waiting in line for forever, and you get up there, $350 on the retail of these, plus you have to buy a t-shirt. So I'm like, wow, that's literally resale, if not more than resale, to get these shoes. But I was there in person and I wanted them. Looking back, I probably wouldn't have caught just because I could have got them online, and then I literally shipped them to my house, which cost even more money. But nonetheless, I am happy that I picked these up. But more about that story in just a minute. Also, the first day I went, and I got these, which is a Atmos exclusive Air Force One. And it's like the Pop the Streets or something like that collab. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's actually a really dope colorway. I didn't like it at first, but then when I got them in hand, I'm like, yeah, the materials are actually pretty solid on it, and they look pretty good. So this is one that I just was excited to get one pair on, and I actually ended up getting the second pair because I bought that additional t-shirt. So I got a t-shirt for my brother and got 2 pairs of these. I also did a little bit of pin hunting as well. These are actually free. If you look at the map, you just have to go to the right booths, and then they have these free pins. I didn't get all of them, but I wish I did. I also picked up another pair of Air Maxes since they had literally all of them from the animal packs, but I really wanted this one out of the other ones that they had available. These ones were $300, man, so expensive. I mean, it's basically paying resale for these, but Atmos is pocketing all the rest. I wish I would have been paying a little bit more attention about the prices. Kind of crazy how much they upcharge them, but at the end of the day, I still chose to buy the shoe because I was really stoked that they had this one specifically available as well, because this is another one that I really had my eye on. But this one is the one that set me back the most. And honestly, a little bit crazy. It is a custom, as you could see from this guy right here, Garrickson. And this is the same company I think Seth had the Planters Peanuts coming from. But this was so ridiculous when I saw them that I had to buy a pair of them. They just looked so crazy. So this is the Air Force Ones that they had. I thought this was a Nike and Atmos exclusive day 2 thing that they were dropping, but it wasn't. This was actually a custom, obviously, as you could see. But it's a really well done custom. And I love the fact that it has a little pink toe on it. Great looking job on the shoe. But the price point, man. Sheesh. Are you guys sitting down? Price point on these were $800 retail, plus $80 for tax for me, which I'm not used to, plus shipping home. I mean, put a $900 price tag on these, and that's what it set me back. So, not my finest moments, but one in weakness where I was like the last one in my size. And I don't know if somebody actually knows, leave a comment in the comment section how many pairs of these they made, because they sold out super fast. I don't know if it's like 20 or 100, but it was under like 200 pairs or something like that for sure. You can see a little bit of warping right here on some of the print, but I mean, all in all, like, these things are incredible, and they did a really good job making them. You can see I got my size on the back. It says size 9, but they do look like they're really good quality, and it was kind of a fun little surprise drop. But again, $900, man, that was a shocker to me. But when in Complexcon, I guess, yeah, I don't know. And the last thing I got is this box right here, which if you can see, barely there. It's actually a Moon Man. I'll take it out so you can see. So this little Moon Man vinyl right here is limited to 250 units. There's actually a coin inside of it that says that it's limited. And you could see the Billionaires Boys Club on the back. There is a little bit more on the bottom right there. And here's that coin right here. It's a metal coin. And it actually says right here what number you got of it. So I got one of these as well from BBC. And speaking of, I missed the last piece that I got. Probably the most expensive t-shirt I ever bought, which is $140. But it looked super crazy. It is a human-made t-shirt, as you can see there, with the BBC necklaces on the shirt. It just looks super crazy. I thought it looked rad, so I bought one of these as well. I don't know if they're selling or not, but that's part of the next conversation in this video. I also bought this Atmos thermos right here because this was like $60, and so they didn't have all the t-shirts in my size. So they gave me the option to buy this, to buy the second pair of Air Maxes, but again, price points were just ridiculous. And the last thing, I finally did get a couple of these. I actually got 3 of these, but they are the Murakami mugs. And when you put it in hot water, it actually shows the flower in the backdrop. I wanted this one from Chicago, and I struck out on it, and they restocked like a bunch of these. So price point on these are crazy though, $30 each. But you can get them from the Zen app. But that is the merch haul right here. So the question you guys have probably asked yourself and why you're here maybe at this video is the VIP experience really worth paying for or not at $640? It's hard to answer because if you go there with just the intent to resale and that's all you care about and you think that you're gonna make enough money to be able to offset your flight, your hotel, and walk home with a little bit of money after you sell all this crazy merch that you're buying from Complexcon, you're gonna be lost. You're gonna lose a ton of money unless you got really, really lucky or have some backdoor plugs. And to be honest, this year the merch was not it. It wasn't the heavy resale that you guys may have wanted that we've seen in years past with the Nike booth 2 years ago with like the off-white joints and just random drops that they had. There was the Nike stash in Chicago. There was the, for the Fear Gods, there was a Nike stash the last 2 years in Long Beach. This is actually the first one I didn't see a Nike stash drop. So there was nothing that you could have bought and sold for over $1,000 with a very few exceptions to Complexcon that I saw. If you guys know otherwise, then let everybody else know in the comment section. But for the most part, everything was pretty low key. The Reeboks sold for a little bit. You might make $100 on the Reeboks, maybe $200. For the Crocs, were the heavy hitter of Complexcon. The Crocs were. Like I wanted them, I struck out completely. They were selling for upwards of $4 at one point, but you could probably make $250 or something like that on those, and the prices are going to go up and down depending on sizes. But you get my point. It's not like you're going to buy a $100 thing and it's going to turn into a $1,000 thing, and then you have the plug, so you're getting like 3 of those things, and then next thing you know, you're up like $3 grand or something like that. It's not that type of situation. It's a one for one. You buy a shoe, you might get $100 for it. You might not. You might actually lose money on something like this if you're going there just for the resale. So from that perspective, I think it's a definite loss. I mean, if I sold all the stuff I bought, I might make my money back and then maybe $500 or more. I don't really know, maybe $1,000 off of everything. But when I discount that $640 for that VIP pass and then my hotel and flight, I'm not even breaking even. So throwing that out there, I know it's not going to be this way for everything. Maybe they change things next year. Maybe they have better merch. Maybe they have a better lineup. This year's Long Beach was not it, though, if that's what you were looking for. But now that we got that out of the way, is the overall experience at Complexcon worth the VIP wristband? So we've established that this VIP box right here is $640 for 2-day VIP access. But what do you get with this box? I'm going to break down all of that for you. In the box, you get a wristband that gives you 2-day VIP access. VIP access opens at 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. when GA, general admission, comes in. So you have a 2-hour advantage over the regular shoppers to go in, try to hit your booths before they sell out of all of their merch. There's also the $40 flower charger, and then the 3 pins, which equal $15 each roughly. So that's like $85 for all of those things extra that you're getting. I also did get the VIP hat. As you can see here, I got 2 of them, and those would retail about $60, and the resale is upwards of $100 as of right now. So you figure that's $200 extra. So that's actually not a bad come up to start off. That's like $285 roughly just for those things. Also, you do get a VIP lounge, which I mentioned, where I got the hat. A lot of VIP people didn't even know you could even go in there, which was maybe just an oversight. Like, why didn't they communicate that better? It was just in the fine print of the email. Also, with VIP, you got access to conversations and then the arena with your special VIP section, supposedly, for both of those things, which are considered perks, but I honestly didn't get a chance to enjoy either of them because I was waiting too long for merch. I just literally waiting in line instead of going and enjoying myself. Also in the box, you get $15 free food voucher for 1 day, so $15 off of your meal at the Lagoon, which was one of the best parts of Complexcon. The food down there was just ridiculously dope. And then you also do get 1 free drink coupon, which equaled a beer. You couldn't even get in a hard alcoholic drink with it. So that's pretty much the VIP experience. So before I rant and rave too much, I'll tell you some of the things that I think that actually went well. One of the things is the lines. The lines were actually maintained really well for the most part. The security dudes were super dope, and the lines, just the structure of where they had people waiting for the merch was way better than last year. Literally last year, people cut in the side right in front, and you're waiting back. I mean, that was our first line we waited in last year. It was just totally not even worth it. That was pretty much eliminated this year. They had better control of the lines, and there wasn't as much cutting. There was still people holding their places for friends and stuff, but for the most part, there wasn't as much cutting, at least from what I saw. As I mentioned, the VIP hats, dope. VIP lounge was also a big plus. They had video games in there and coffee and tea and water. It could have been better if they had more stuff in there, especially, again, for that premium we're paying, but can't complain. It was definitely nice to actually have that and actually go in there and enjoy sitting and having a drink once, which we actually did. The biggest advantage to this VIP access that I honestly found value in is the 2 hours extra of shopping. Yes, it's 2 hours of waiting in line, 45 minutes in each line, depending on which one you went in first. but it was basically 40, 45 minutes and you'd wait in line and you got something. I actually got the Atmos or whatever. I actually got some stuff from BBC that it wasn't sold out by the time I got to the front, which was a nice kind of a plus. When something's limited to 250 things and you're waiting in line in your 50th or whatever in line, you're pretty much guaranteed something. Minus the fact that if it was a different year, the merch was definitely worth a lot more. There'd probably be a lot more crooked action going on. But for the most part, it was actually pretty nice to be able to go in, wait in line for 40 minutes. You were done picking up things about 11 or 12. And then you can go back to the hotel like we did because we stayed right across the street, my buddy Paul and I. And then we went over to the lagoon and ate lunch. Didn't have any bags and just got to walk around the rest of the day. So that was kind of a luxury that I personally like, not having to do the rat race after 11. All right, so that was the fun stuff, but let's go ahead and get into some of these problems, man. First things first, you're getting in line. We got in line about half an hour early, 8:30 before 9 o'clock. We're probably like 80 people back or maybe 100 people back, and at least 25 people cut in front of us. Like the VIP line was this wide and people were just scattered all over, and just people would just walk in front of you and be like, excuse me, go meet their friends. Or in most cases, one person would say, excuse me, meet at one spot. Their friend would come over, excuse me, meet the other homie that just cut in front of you. And it happened all the time. Like at least 25 people cut in front of us, like while we're waiting in the VIP line, which is super annoying. I'm just one of those dudes. If somebody's in front of me, I'm not going to step in front of them. Just a respect thing. But obviously people don't care about that. They're trying to get in the front so they can get in the front of the line for the merch and get all their stuff and try to make their resale money or whatever. But found that kind of annoying that it wasn't more regulated outside at least. Another huge complaint though, which is problematic, is the early access bans. So the early access had a different entrance on the other side, which seemed to have more people over there than the VIP line, right? So they got early access and they can come in the same time as us. So the day 2, I wanted a crystal hoodie and the Crocs. So we went right to the Murakami line and the line was already stacked. Like it was super far back already. I'm like, how? Like there wasn't even that many people in front of us in line outside. So how are there that many people in front of us? Well, it's because they had the other entrance over at the other side of the arena for the early access line. So they got in, and some of them might have just got in early. Maybe they started releasing them early. I have no idea. But the fact that they got the same exact time as us, I mean, they should have VIP come in at 9 or 8:30 and then have early access come in at 9:30. So give us like a little bit of a runway, because they paid $100 plus less a day for their access. As I mentioned already, there's no VIP line for the merch, not only for the purchase of it, but for the pickup of it. That's 2 huge perks, especially it's Complexcon. Give the VIPs access to get the merch. Also, the pickup line for the merch was just crazy. Having VIP access to be able to have a separate line there and get in. I mean, like Fast Pass at Disney, man. You got to give us some love maybe to get that happen, especially again when we're paying that premium price. So that's kind of another complaint. I wish we would have had a Fast Pass or something like that for the VIP. And because they don't have those Fast Passes for VIP, you can't really enjoy yourself like you'd want to, including the other perks, such as waiting in the conversation stuff or going and actually seeing the live concerts, because you're too busy just waiting and doing other things. And you can't jump out of line if you're waiting for something, because obviously you won't get whatever you're waiting in line for. So it's kind of a catch-22 to have the VIP and still have to be able to wait in line for everything. Another issue that we ran into is while we're waiting in line at Atmos, Joe the Puma comes through, and there's some other people that are in their offsets in there shopping, and we're the next people that are supposed to walk into the store, and there's a half an hour burnt off now because they have offset in there in the recording during our VIP hour time frame, and we're like waiting for this access to be able to go in there and actually do this. Now, it might have been right after 11 o'clock. I'm not really 100% sure, but it was really close to that 11 o'clock time frame, and unfortunately, we just had to wait. Security's there, they're recording stuff, and it was a half an hour waiting just for them so we can actually proceed again, which is just unfortunate. Another thing that I found problematic is that they didn't hold the merch for 2 days. So if you were there to get Complexcon merch, maybe that crystal hoodie that I wanted, if they sold out day 1 or almost sold out day 1, day 2 they didn't have any inventory. So why would you pay? Like, you'd have a better chance to cop some of this stuff on day 1 if you were just GA, waited in line a little bit longer, and then guaranteed your stuff, versus having VIP the second day and going back and finding out it was sold out, which is what happened to me, unfortunately, because I thought they would have portion controlled better. But that was kind of a bummer. I wish it was communicated better on what was going to happen with that, because otherwise I would have waited first day, or just I would have made a priority to go there first instead of, obviously the second day. And kind of in line with that is just the confusion of the drops, not knowing what's happening each day. Like, I didn't know these were coming day 2. I don't know why these didn't drop on day 1 as well. Like, it made more sense to have them all come back one day, but Obviously, they wanted to have lines for both days, so I get what they were doing. The other thing that I just wanted to mention is some of the things that I was able to cop was not even because of my VIP pass. So I actually had somebody help me out on the Complexcon line. Shout out to the homie who actually grabbed me and my buddy and just literally walked us up to the very front register and let us check out next. Like, it was crazy. I waited in line for an hour and then he just did that. I was like, damn, should have hit him up an hour ago because I just watched everything on the monitors selling out that I wanted to get. And I didn't want to pull that card and be like, hey, help me out. But when he saw me, like, he helped me out, and I wish I would have reached out from that day one, because I would have got some way doper stuff that I wanted. And then shout out to the homie, I won't mention his name because he didn't want to be mentioned yet, but he helped me out at Atmos too. I ran into him, met him for the first time in person. It was really, really dope. I wish we had more time to talk, but he was busy as well. But basically, he just walked me right in too. Like, I was like, wow, this is crazy. So I was able to get right in, and I got my animal packs because of that. And I got these crazy customs because of that also. So both of those occasions were literally because of somebody else, which was wild. But what do you guys think that actually went to Complexcon that had VIP or even regular? Would it be worth paying that $640 for the VIP band that's $320 each day? I mean, I'm not making $320 of merch each day probably off of this stuff. I'm losing $20. I don't even know what this thing's going to go for because this was, again, $900. Like, I'm not making any money off a lot of this stuff. But if I was, and if they did drop a lot of hot stuff, some of it I wouldn't even want to sell. So that's the thing. Like, I like some of this stuff, and I like the experience of meeting people and seeing other YouTubers and other celebrities just walking around. I saw Selena Gomez closer than I am to the camera, just walking right in front of me, and I was like, hey, that girl's kind of like cute. And then I saw on Complex the next day that it was Selena Gomez. I was like, damn, I should have said what's up, or at least got a video for you guys to see that she was there. Usher was there. I didn't even get to see him, just walking around. But so it was cool to see some random people here and there, and that experience is worth it for me, especially for somebody that gets a 2 to 3 day weekend away from the family to just spend, like, kind of consuming and being part of that crazy culture. It's fun for me to be able to be a part of. So for me, I would say absolutely worth it. Will I do it again next year? Yes or no, depends. I might do the Amex route with the early access if they don't make any adjustments to what is offered in the VIP package. If they do make some significant adjustments for the VIP package, and if the merch lineup is really, really good, then I might pull the trigger on that VIP package. But that's kind of my thoughts, man. What do you guys think? Leave some comments. Let me know about what your experiences are, or your thoughts about my experience and just in general. I'm happy that I went and happy with the stuff. But again, if you're just about that resale life, and if I tried to be, I'd be a huge failure, and I'd be like 4 or 5 grand down on a credit card right now instead, because I wouldn't be able to make up my money. But maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully some of these things skyrocket after a couple weeks, a couple months. But that is my video. That's my thoughts. Leave some comments. Let me know what your guys' are. I'm really tired. It's hard to sit in this room and see these bright lights stare at me for this long. If you guys did like this video, though, give the video a thumbs up, and thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of the day. More videos soon. Peace, guys.